Yesterday we set up CloudTrail to record every API call in our AWS account. Great, we have an audit log. But here's the problem, nobody reads logs. If an attacker compromises an IAM key and starts spinning up crypto miners at 3 a.m., you won't know until the bill arrives. Today we fix that by connecting CloudTrail to CloudWatch and building alerts that catch security events in real time. This is day 9 of our 60-day cloud security challenge. First, let's understand the architecture. CloudTrail records API events. We configure CloudTrail to send those events to a CloudWatch logs log group. Then we create metric filters, pattern matchers that scan every incoming log event and increment a counter when they find a match. Those counters are CloudWatch metrics, and we set alarms on them. When the alarm triggers, it sends a notification through SNS to Slack, PagerDuty, email, whatever you use. The key insight is that metric filters process events at ingestion time. There's no polling, no delay beyond CloudTrail's own delivery latency, which is typically under 5 minutes. Let's build the first metric filter. Open CloudWatch, go to Log Groups, find your CloudTrail log group. Click Actions, create metric filter. The filter pattern syntax is JSON-based. For unauthorized API calls, the pattern is, open curly brace, $error code equals $unauthorized access or $error code equals access denied close curly brace. This matches any CloudTrail event where the error code contains unauthorized access or starts with access denied. A few unauthorized calls are normal, an application might check permissions it doesn't have. But a spike of 10 or 20 in 5 minutes? That's credential stuffing or a compromised key probing for permissions. The second filter is root account usage. In a well-configured AWS account, nobody uses root. Ever. Your root credentials should be locked in a safe with MFA hardware tokens. So any root API call is suspicious. The filter pattern matches user identity.type equals root, but we add an important exclusion, invoked by must not exist. Why? Because some AWS services make internal calls using root-level service principals. Without this exclusion, you get false alarms from AWS config evaluations and other service actions. Set the alarm threshold to 1 with a 60-second evaluation period. Any root usage warrants immediate investigation. Third filter, console logins without MFA. The pattern matches event name equals console login where additional event data.mfa use does not equal yes. This catches 2 scenarios, user whose MFA isn't configured, which is a compliance gap, and a user whose password was compromised but the attacker can't provide the MFA token. In the second case, the login actually fails, but the event still logs. Either way, you want to know about it. Fourth filter, IAM policy changes. Match on create policy, delete policy, attach user policy, detach user policy, attach role policy, and put role policy events. An attacker with IAM access will escalate privileges by attaching admin policies. This filter catches that escalation attempt. Now the gotcha that trips up everyone. When you create the alarm, there's a setting called TreatMissingData. The default behavior treats missing data as missing, which means the alarm goes into insufficient data state. Some configurations treat missing as breaching, which triggers your alarm during quiet periods when no logs arrive, like overnight in a dev account. Set this to not breaching. Missing data means nothing happened, which means no security events, which is good. Without this setting, your team gets paged at 2 a.m. because your staging account had no API calls for 5 minutes. They start ignoring alerts, and 2 months later a real incident gets missed because nobody trusts the alarms anymore. Let's talk cost. CloudWatch Logs charges 50 cents per gigabyte ingested. A moderately busy AWS account generates 1 to 5 gigs of CloudTrail logs per day. That's $15 to $75 monthly just for ingestion. Metric. Filters are free, they process during ingestion without additional charges. Alarms cost 10 cents each per month. To manage costs, set log group retention to 90 days and use a subscription filter to stream logs to S3 through Kinesis Firehose for long-term storage at 3 cents per gig. Your metric filters still process every event on the way in, so you don't lose any detection capability. Quick recap: route CloudTrail to CloudWatch logs with KMS encryption. Create metric filters for unauthorized calls, root usage, no MFA logins, and IAM changes. Set alarms with TreatMissingData as not breaching. Route alarm actions through SNS to your incident response channel. Tomorrow in Day 10, we look at guard duty, which adds machine learning anomaly detection on top of these same data sources. If you're following along, drop a comment with which filter you set up first. See you tomorrow.